What do you think has been the greatest skill you've developed over the years? Is it the ability to overcome adversity? Is it the ability to use your words? What is that skill you think that you possess has given you so much greatness?
I think it's a combination of both. One, mental resolve. I think that everybody needs that, because when you have goals and dreams, there will be resistance. An airplane cannot fly without the resistance of air. Walt Disney filed bankruptcy 7 times and had 2 nervous breakdowns. That when you have goals and dreams, the book of life says, think it not strange that you face the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might, you will have tribulations. So the ability, when you are faced with something, and it's new territory, when they said, you have cancer, those are 3 words no one ever want to hear. And the oncologist, Dr. Alfred Goldson, who was an unusual personality, he said, you have cancer, and it's metastasized to 7 areas of your body, including your spinal cord. I said, can you give me a second opinion? He said, yeah, and you're ugly too. I know you didn't just call me ugly. He said, yes, I did. You ugly as hell. And we both were laughing. He said, but you got this. We determine the diagnosis. God in you determines the prognosis. You and God determine that. You got this. What I learned from that enhanced my speaking. When you laugh, the mind shuts down and the heart opens up. I left there with a confident feeling in my heart. I got this. When he spoke it, I felt it at this cellular level. I did not leave there feeling fear. He was so good with making you feel comfortable with whatever you're dealing with, that you are not in denial, you just are defiant. And so when your show, which has changed millions of people's lives, people you never meet, what it does is distract, dispute, and inspire. How we live our lives is a result of the story we believe about ourselves. What you do is distract them from what psychologists call their self-explanatory style. And through the process of your own example, your own vision of yourself, the guests that you have, the interviews that you have, you dismantle their current belief system. Be ye not conformed to this world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You are renewing minds, expanding their vision beyond their indoctrination and mental conditioning. And you ignite their spirit where they decide to create a new chapter in their lives. That's what you do as a speaker and as a host. And people who watch and listen to your program right now in America, before the coronavirus, suicide rate increased by 39%. And children between 5 and 11, it has tripled. How do you decide at 5 to take your life? And now it is soaring, the suicide rate. So what you do with this program, you're giving people hope. When there's hope in the future, that gives a person power in the present, that they can get through it. They might not know how they're going to do it, but they have the mindset. Robert Schuller said, tough times never last, but tough people do. And so that you share with them a voice of transformation, because, and I share this with speakers that I train, who you are behind the words that you speak are more important than the words. Because had you not gone through what you have gone through and experienced, you would not be able to speak from a place of power. You would not be able to come in and do this program and call this the school of greatness, that you've got greatness in you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. And then affirm and validate people as we are facing this pandemic. It's to be able to say that from a place of power. The spirit of who you are comes through your words, and people feel that when you speak, and they hear it, your sincerity, your genuineness. And that's why your program is popular, because you impact people because you know a thing or two, because you've seen a thing or two.
I appreciate that, Les. It's interesting you talk about suicide rates increasing. Unfortunately, I was going on a drive to San Francisco over the weekend, take my girlfriend up the coast of California, and she'd never seen it. Had a beautiful experience. And as we're driving back into Los Angeles, I live in a condo building, a tall condo building. It's probably 35, 40 stories high. And as we pull into the building, I'm about to park, I see police with a yellow tape and a white tent, and over the kind of driving area. And I remember just thinking to myself, there's no way someone jumped off this building. There's no way someone did this. And I asked right away, I go, tell me someone did not jump. And the guy looked at me and he just said, yeah, a couple hours ago. And I go, you're kidding me. And I later found out it was reported in the news. This was yesterday. Yesterday. This just happened. Wow. It kind of shook me up a little bit too. And literally I learned that the person who jumped, who's my building, it was literally right next to my window, a few floors up. He jumped out of, his name is Steve Bing. It's all over the news right now. And this was a very successful businessman who 55 years old, I think, I think it was reported he was worth hundreds of millions of dollars. A very successful businessman who was close friends with Bill Clinton, who I saw Clinton made a statement about as well. And I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since yesterday. I was thinking about it all night. You said it was hard for you to sleep last night from the stuff you saw. For me, it was hard for me to sleep last night thinking about the pain and the suffering that people go through inside that we may never know about. And, I was trying to rationalize, like, why would this happen? Was it drugs? Was it depression? Was it like, I can't reason sometimes why this happens to someone who you think it would never happen to, or someone who had all the things on the outside that seemed to be successful, but for whatever reason, I don't know. And I don't know how to make sense of that type of stuff. Do you know how to make sense of things when you see that?
Well, I had a guy, he just wrote me, and I kept this text where he had tied a noose together. He was going to hang himself, had it around his neck, and he was going to get a chair. He's trying to look a place where he could suspend himself and placed a rope. And the phone rang. And he had said to himself, God, give me a sign. So with the rope around his neck and holding it part of it in his hand, he answered his cell phone, and there was nobody there. And he took that as a sign, and he said in that moment, he was listening to me, and he remembered a statement I made that life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. And
wow.
He said, he asked himself, why would I throw my life back in God's face? I was talking about the fact that we were chosen 1 out of 400 million sperm, that you are a masterpiece because you're a piece of the master. And he said, I kept saying to myself, I'm a masterpiece. I'm a piece of the master. And he talked himself back from those suicidal thoughts. He really didn't want to die. He wanted to stop the pain that he was experiencing from the breakup of the relationship, from the loss of his job, from what he felt his life had, the rug snatched out from under it. He's among those 40,500,000 people who've lost their jobs in the coronavirus economy. And so that's why what you're doing is so important, because when you go through an experience, you have the school of greatness, not elementary school, high school, college. No one is saying to people, you have greatness in you. And those type of structures, even in church. And so the reason that I advance with that, the Book of Life says, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. That you have greatness within you. That when Mr. Leroy Washington, who, when I was so captivated by this man's oratorical skills. He was a speech and drama teacher. And he asked me to do something. You know the story. He wanted me to go before him and read a script really before the class. And I said, sir, I can't do that. I'm not one of your students. And he said, do what I'm asking you to do anyhow. I said, I can't, sir. And the other students started laughing, saying, he's Leslie. He's got a twin brother, Wesley. Wesley is smart. He's DT. And he asked, what's DT? He's the dumb one. And I said, I am, sir. He said, don't you ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And he did that. I was startled. Because my mother said, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. But words can hurt you, and very deeply. And when he said that, someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. I remember going to my next class, and between classes, I kept saying that to myself. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. As I was going home, that what they think about me, I don't have to be that. It's not what they call me, it's what I answer to and what I call myself.
Dang.
You know, that was an interrupting moment.
Wow.
That's how your program is it's a disruptor, more powerful than Corona.
Ooh, I always love hearing that story. That story never gets old for me. Yeah. And how did you learn to overcome the opinions of others, but I think more importantly, the opinion of yourself? Because if we have the program, we have, I am the dumb twin. Yes, sir. I am learning disabilities. I am this. How did you personally overcome your own biggest enemy?
He was a voracious reader, and he gave me a book, James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. That little pamphlet is a powerful little pamphlet. I've read it a lot. And The Power of Positive Thinking by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. I read that over and over again, and other motivational books, Secret of the Ages by Robert Collier. And so reading those, he said, if you want to become successful, number one, develop your mind. And he was a fan of Earl Nightingale, that you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. The strangest secret in the world. I've listened to that so many times. I've wore it out. And then the other thing he said, develop your mind. Next thing he said, practice OQP, only quality people. Surround yourself with people that you can learn from, people that have more than you, people that will help you to grow mentally and emotionally and financially and spiritually. And the next thing he said, which is the master key to opening up new worlds for you, is your ability to communicate. Because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. And I believed him, and I followed that. I never forget, when I was in Poland, and I was in this stadium, and I saw my name up, and people started chanting when they saw me coming through the tunnel. And I said, Mr. Washington, this one is for you, sir. You know, he's gone. He's been gone. I eulogized him. I said, I'm gonna make you proud today, because it was my first time speaking in Poland, you know. And so, but I so admired him. I've never known my father or birth mother, but that the ability to connect with people that are strangers to you and can create a shift in their lives and how they see themselves, to have that sacred opportunity to share your story and distract, dispute, and inspire them to realize, as the play Lion King, Simba, you're more than that which you have become. That's what you do every day, up in here.
I remember last time we talked, you said you wanted to really leave a legacy by teaching other people how to speak and communicate better. And you were creating a select, smaller group, I think it was either 50 or 100 people that you wanted to train and speak. Are you still doing that? Because I had a friend who was going through the program with you or hired you, my buddy Judd. So I didn't know.
Oh, I know Judd. That's my dude. That's my brother from another mother.
Exactly.
Yes, man, from Australia. Yeah. Yes, I'm training, but I've had to increase that number. I do intense one-on-one training, but I'm selective about working with a lot of people right now. But we do it virtually now. I can do it more virtually because you don't want, I'm 75. So I cannot afford with underlying issues of diabetes and cancer. And 75, if you show up at the hospital, they'll push you in a coat over there and say, no, you about to leave here anyhow. So we're not going to waste any medicine on you.
Wow.
So I stayed out of hospital. I'll tell you how bad it is, Louis. I'm upstairs by myself, right? I sneezed. And man, I broke out and I started running downstairs. I said, wait a minute. That was my sneeze. So I came back upstairs and I still started spraying the Lysol. I called my daughter. I said, I think I'm having a meltdown. I want to go out the house. She said, no, you can't go anywhere other than Walgreens and Publix, and we will drive you there. You don't need to be behind the wheel. I said, I'm not that old, so I'm being very, very disciplined and keeping myself out of harm's way.
That's good. That's good.
Keep my mask.
That's good.
Doing all the stuff that we need to do. Common sense.
It seems like time has picked up speed. And if you got some bills, you don't get 30 days out of the month. You get 2 weeks. Didn't I just pay that? No. Come on. Where did time go? You are 77. Who does that? Wow, I served at the Lord's Supper. Time has picked up speed. This is a different time. I want to share with you and want to talk to you about something. Do what's you. Make your life count on doing the things that's true to you. What I love about the presenters that are talking to you, people who have overcome some stuff, who have grown through some stuff and decided that will not make me or break me, but I'm going to use my voice and my story and my example to empower people, because a lot of people need it. Some people will hear me. Some people will hear Tracy. Some people will hear Makuba. Some people will hear you. We all have a voice. We all can impact people's lives. And so as you look at yourself, look at your goals, look at your dreams, do things that's true to you. Now, let me share something else with you. I think the most important message that I have ever given, I would say the most important statement, and I want you to write this down and put it somewhere where you can see it. Because these individuals that you see, they're trainers, they're consultants, they have a variety of knowledge and abilities and skills. I endorse them, I support what they're doing, and I know that they're going to make a difference for you, for your company, for your church, for your organization, because I get the chance to see them up close and personal. We are processed. We are working on our stuff, including me. Live your life the way you want to live your life. I spoke to a group yesterday, and I asked, if you had 3 months to live, what would you do differently? And all of them, 100% said, I would quit my job. If I knew I had 3 months to live, I would start doing more programs. I would speak more. I'll be on Twitter, on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. I'll be doing all of them. Let me tell you something. Listen, why? Because I'm doing what I love to do. If you spend 40 to 50 hours a week doing something that's not you, that's stressful. But if you're doing something that's you, that's passion, honey. Or you're going to rob the cemetery of your talents, of your abilities, of the gifts that God put in you, that he brought you here at this point in time to help clean some of this mess up. And these individuals have answered the call on their life. And I'm encouraging you. What's in your heart? Do what's in your heart. Where your heart is, there your treasure is also. Yeah. Yeah, see, the reason that I'm excited about these speakers, and we're going to be sharing stages around the world, that we're living in an incredible time. I remember speaking in 4 or 5 different cities. I have to get on airplanes and go from city to city, hotel to hotel. Now, we can just do it in the comfort of our home. And so what they're doing is paving the way, because we're going from brick and mortar to click and order. Now, we can reach people, we can help people to achieve mental health and wellness, helping people to develop strategies and the new skill set for this new space where we are. These people have put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort. So I don't want you just listen to them. I want you to write down information, take some notes, and get contact information so that you can incorporate their services for your business, for yourself, or for your organization, and for things that you believe in and causes that you support. Here's something else. Make every day count. I was talking to someone today, and they said, well, let's get together in 2 weeks. I said, no. I said, you just told me you're an hour and a half away. I say, let's do this right away. I remember when Michael Jackson said, this is it, after procrastinating and putting off going on tour. But it was not the it he had in mind. And the older you become, the more calls you get about people who are gone. I remember my high school teacher, Mr. Washington, and he was an unusual guy. We told him, hey, did you hear Mr. Hayes died unexpectedly? And he said, Leslie? I said, yes, sir. No one dies unexpectedly. We all gonna die. I said, oh, we have an expiration date. And so I'm encouraging you, make every day count. It says not the number of breaths that we take, but the number of breaths that moments and events that take our breath away. Here's something I'm doing now, and I encourage you to do. I heard something that shocked me, and I didn't like the guy's voice, and I heard what he had to say accidentally. He was talking to this couple, and he asked them, I'd like to give you $1 million. How do you feel? They said, wow, I'm excited. The husband said, yes. And he asked, why are you excited? He said, $1 million? He said, I know what I'm going to do with it. He said, I got something else better for you. And they said, what? I'm going to give you $10 million. How would you feel? He said, great. Wow. I would be, off the hook. That would blow my mind. He said, there's one hitch. And they said, okay, what is it? I'm going to give you $10 million today, but you won't wake up tomorrow. You'll be dead. Do you still want it? They said, no. You wouldn't accept $10 million today? 10 million, that's 10 times 1 million. You would pass on that? You saying, I will be dead tomorrow? Yes, you'll be dead tomorrow. I said, no. He said, so you're saying when you wake up in the morning that you got life, that's equivalent to having $10 billion, that you're still here. Oh, stuff's going to happen to you, but you're still here. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to lose money. People are going to betray you. Things are going to happen that you won't see coming. But each morning that you wake up, you got a chance to work on it. You got another shot. You got some more time that you've been given by God to begin to straighten things up in your life. Every day you should be excited because you're a billionaire, you're a trillionaire, because you got life. Wow. As Del Toro would say, I'll wait. I never thought it like that. I never thought about it like that. So when I wake up in the morning, I woke up this morning, I said, whoa, there's some billionaires that's pushing up daisies. Oh, I'm glad to be here. And I know a lot of others that would love to be here. And I still got a chance to serve. I still got a chance to make my life count. I know that my life has an expiration date, but I'm here now. I'm not going to focus on when I'm gone. I'm going to focus on what do I do with what I have. I'm going to live my life the way I want to leave my life. So these speakers, they answered a call on their lives. They said, I want to live my life the way that I want to leave my life. I'm going to change some lives before I leave here. I'm going to inspire some people. I'm going to bring out the greatness in some folks. I'm going to let people know that their adversities don't have to break them. They can make them stronger. I want them to be able to live their dreams by making a statement and taking a stand with the life that they've decided to choose to leave the world in better shape than how they found it for their children and their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. You have something special. You have greatness in you. I want you to think about the fact that you are still here, that God has something in mind. A lot of people out of here, people dying today who never died before. Come on. Oh, behave. And I decided, write this down, smile in spite of. Why? I got some stuff going on. I got some challenges that I'm facing. But you know what? Even homely people look better when they smile. Watch this. Smile at somebody on your right or left. And if they're already smiling when you look over there, you the homely one. This thing called life is for living, for laughing. Live the life you love and love the life you live. And decide that you're going to do what you can with what you have to leave it in better shape than how you found it. You have something special. You have greatness in you. We've all had major disruptions in our lives because of this pandemic. And when you have a disruption, that requires transformation. I don't care how fast a caterpillar can run, it can never fly until it goes into a cocoon and experience a transformation. Don't knock on an open door. I wish someone had said that to me years ago. Because for a long period of time, I was seeking answers, trying to find success, going through all type of self-discovery processes, putting a lot of time and energy, searching to discover myself, looking for ways in which I could be able to provide for my family, be able to take care of my mother, be able to do something that was me. Listen to me. Do something that was me. Something that I loved, something that gave my life a sense of significance, something that I would enjoy doing 7 days a week, something that I love so much that I would do it for nothing. But because I love it so much, I would always want to do my best at it because it's something that I do. It's who I am, and I just want to be awesome at it. You have something like that?
My cousin Boo, who made his transition, he loved to cook, so he cooked. He cooked, and boy, when he cooked, when Boo cooked, angels stopped flapping their wings. And it's Boo's in the kitchen. Y'all stop that, Gabriel. Y'all need to hush back there. Boo cooked it, don't interrupt now. Boy, Boo can cook. Oh my goodness, I miss him so much. And stop knocking on an open door. All my life, when I look back, because I did not recognize and use my gift in a different way. I didn't value it. And you know why I didn't value it? Because I didn't believe in it. I did not believe in it. And as a result, I did not use it. I did not use it to serve at a higher level, to make a greater impact. And because I did not use that which was me, I paid a price. I ended up doing things that it was not me. Working on jobs, it was not me, and I knew it. I just go in there to make some money. We were born to do a special work. You were born to do a special work. You are here for a reason, to do the greater work. Not just work for a living, but to make a difference with your life. And it just got me just reflecting, Mr. Leroy Washington, who had an impact on my life, and I got a call that Patsy, his oldest daughter, passed. I remember Patsy, wonderful, wonderful young lady. And I just thought about the fact that we all have an expiration date. All of us are going to leave here. Nobody has figured out how to get out of here alive. And so, stop knocking on an open door, Athea Grant said to me. And I'm about to do an event with her in the UK virtually. Let us be clear. I spoke in Hong Kong last night, and China, and several other countries with Kim Wee virtually. It was fascinating. All the tools we need in order to become successful. In fact, I should be able today, I might get a recording of the last time I was there, and I will share that with you. It was quite an incredible, magnificent experience. But here's what it's very important, is to take the time and ask, what is it that I love most? And what is it that people compliment me on that I might have dismissed, that I might have not thought was no big deal to me because it came so naturally, it came so easily? That is my gift, that's my superpower, but I dismissed it. What is that? What does that look like? For years, I did not recognize that my ability to communicate, to reach people, to make people feel good, to inspire them, to uplift them, to give advice, to make them laugh, to motivate them, I didn't think that was no big deal. I just did that, like sleeping, making people laugh, selling wolf tickets while shooting pool, playing chess, playing bid whist, playing cards. No big deal. I didn't recognize, I didn't value it. I'm saying to you, live your life
being present to who you are and what your superpower is. And we have all the tools that we need to monetize it, to make it work for us. And I'm saying, don't be a volunteer victim. You've got something. You came here with something. You were chosen. God don't choose people who don't have anything going for them. There's something you have going for them. You just haven't discovered it yet. Just like me, I had a lot going for me. And for a period of time, I went unemployed. For a period of time, I went from being fired from one job to the other, as opposed to hiring myself, because I didn't know what I had going for me. I didn't know. And so because I didn't know, I didn't take the time to discover that. I didn't invest any time, any money, any energy, any effort to cultivate that. I didn't ask those questions. Why are you here? What are you supposed to do? How do you take that which you say that you want to do and find a way to monetize it? See, that whole thing about, Adam, where are you? Where are you? Life is a question. And how we answer the question is the answer. Where are you, Les, in relationship to who you know you should be and what you should be doing? And what are you going to do about it? I talked about Tennessee Williams, who said there comes a point in your life when you look in the mirror and who's looking back at you realizes that's all you're ever going to be. Wow, what a blow, what a punch in the gut. So fortunately, I didn't settle. There was something that was restless in me, something that said there's got to be more. Have you ever asked yourself that? There's got to be more than this. It's gotta be. And I kept seeking, I kept working at it and working on the possibility of how I can reshape and redesign my life. Because the one that I was living wasn't me, and he had to go. That's why Paul said, I must die daily. That all of us know the moments in our lives that there are parts of us, that character's gotta get out of here. That does not work for me. It might work for somebody else, but that does not work for me. But for a period of time, I did not use my gift until, and don't let it take you this long. I mean, my real gift. I was 37. That's a delay. My real gift. I was able to become a disc jockey, and that was good. I enjoyed that. I love that. I can be a disc jockey now. And I enjoyed being a state legislator. But speaking and motivating people, my real gift, my superpower that I used last night when they brought me on the Zoom before an audience of thousands of people, that's the voice. That's the one. That's the lesbrown. That's his power voice. Why? Because I'm in my power. I was doing what I was supposed to do. I came here to motivate. I came here to inspire. I came here to uplift spirits. I came here to give people a larger vision of themselves. You came here to do something. You came here to make a difference. You came here to live an impactful life. You came here to leave the world in better shape than how you found it. Yes. You came here to allow people to know that what they have experienced, the abuse that they have gone through, does not have to define them. You came here as a guide, as a light, to help people use the steps and the process and the mindset that you had to navigate and bring themselves out of the valley. Yeah, you came here for something. Yeah, because you decided that what you went through would not define you. You decided that.
This is Les Brown. I want to talk to you about fighting for the life that you want. And that's something that we're looking at with admiration with the people in Ukraine. These people are fighting. And it's really like David and Goliath. He had 5 stones, but he only used 1. And I think that was the stone of determination, the stone of faith, the stone of perseverance. When you think about where things are there's several things that come up for me here. That we have a similar situation right here in the United States. You know, we're dealing with police departments who, for the most part, they are serving people. They serve and protect the dominant culture, but people of color, they terrorize and murder. It's a whole different thing. And there's something I remember by Claude McKay. Where is that paper? I saw something by Claude McKay, and it reminded me of these powerful words by Claude McKay. It was something that Claude McKay did. He was a poet from Jamaica, went to New York, and it was a piece that Claude McKay did called If We Must Die. I want to find that piece because it speaks to where if you want to have something in life, you got to be willing to go to the left for it. You got to be willing to fight for it. Frederick Douglass said something that I love very much. He said, power concedes nothing without a demand. People that dominate you and that control you, they're not just going to give that up and walk away. No, you got to fight, and you've got to be willing to fight to the death in order to get the things that you want. Give me the Claude McKay piece that we were talking about earlier. And so when you look at where you are, anything that has any value that you want to create in your life, it's something else. Frederick Douglass said, he said, we might not get everything we fight for, but everything we get, there will be a fight. So when you think about your life in and out of the pandemic, and that there are forces, white supremacists, that infiltrate the majority of police stations and operations in the country, that we have to be willing to fight for what we want. And people trying to turn back the hands of time, trying to deny us the opportunity to vote, working relentlessly to deny marginalized people opportunities in an unequal environment. It's a continuous fight. And so I want to focus on something about this. This is symbolic. One, the recklessness of Putin, that there are people in life, short-term thinking, driven by ego, that think that they can just bully and pounce on people and think that everybody will stand by and watch. Something that one rabbi said that I love very much. He said, when something happens, 3 things are going on. One, there's a perpetrator, and they're the victims, and they're the witnesses. And the question is, who's the worst? And the answer is the witnesses. People who stand by and do nothing. People who stand by and say nothing. And one of the great things about what's going on now in this country and around the world, that people have awakened. I remember the demonstrations, and I found it hard-worthy when George Floyd was murdered by a cop and the cops that were with the murderer. They stood back and they watched. At any point in time, they could have intervened and said, come on, you know, it's 4 of us and one of him. He's handcuffed, he's down, and we're on top of him. But they didn't do that because they don't recognize your humanity. When you're in a country that does not recognize your humanity, and that most certainly is in America, then it's a different kind of environment. When you come from home, you are terrorized. You face when you're driving, that you're in an environment where you're going to be terrorized or murdered by those who are sworn to protect and to serve. And so when you have goals and dreams that you want to achieve, there are systems that are put in place to deny you, to destroy your sense of self, and to demonize you. And the way that you overcome that, you got to fight. I'm encouraged. I'm inspired by what's taking place in the Ukraine. That those Ukrainians have said, no, this is not the life that we want. We want the life that we are now experiencing. We don't want someone to control our destiny. That's powerful. That's encouraging. God is in the midst of all this stuff as we watch, as we observe. And I'm saying to you, as you look at yourself, look at your goals, that everything you want to do, if it's changing your life, if it's having your own business, if it's bouncing back from a setback, and many people have experienced that. Many people have lost their businesses, have gone through foreclosure, gone through evictions. Many people, their businesses have gone under, but something that Willie Jolly said, that a setback, come on, Willie, a setback is a setup for a comeback. You got comeback power. And when you know that, I remember when I was on the ropes dealing with 4th stage cancer, that those words stayed in my mind. I remember the words of Bob Proctor, who just passed a couple of weeks ago, that Bob talked about your mindset and your willingness to do what's required to move your life forward to achieve the things that you want to achieve. It's going to take everything in you. A.L. Williams said, all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. But make sure you do all you can do. And since Bob Proctor's transition, I've been reflecting on my own life, because we all have an expiration date. And I ask myself constantly, if you had your life to live over again, Les, could you have done more than what you have done thus far? And the truth is, yes. I'm ashamed. I could have done more. And I'm still here. I still got some time. I can still speak. I can still make a difference. Somebody said, why don't you do something other than just speak? To do something where you can have some fun. I said, are you kidding me? I have fun speaking. Are you kidding me? I have a ball changing lives. I want you to think about this. Live your life in the way that you want to live your life. When it's time for me to go, I will still be speaking. Come on, somebody. Well, oh, behave. Yes. And I have a lot of fun. We did some training in Orlando, and I was messed up. I got a plastic mask. I got all kind of masks up in here. Let me tell you something. Nobody's hooked up more than me. And we had a ball. I got, I got masks. See here, homemade playing. Where's my plastic mask? I got everything up in here. When I came in there, they said, what was that guy's name? I forgot. The Silence of the Lambs. I got everything up in here. Where's my plastic mask?
Hey, Maui. Oh, here it is. I got everything, honey. Look here. This is how I'm going to the airport today. I'm going back to Atlanta. So this is what I'm doing. I don't even fly anymore. But I had to come to do my seminar. So this is what I got going, okay? All right. Okay. Then, in addition to this, I got everything, baby. You want that movie to call The Silence of the Lambs?
That's
So look here. If a dog sneezes around me, I'll get up and run. But let me tell you something. So I'm masked up. Do you hear me, homie, Fled? Listen to this. This is by Claude McKay. This is a bad boy. He's a bad brother. This is not the front of it. If we must die, where's that? No. Oh, this is the small print up to the top. All right. Listen to this. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and pinned in an inglorious spot, while around us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accused lot. Winston Churchill, he loved this. He said, if we must die, oh, let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us, though dead. O kinsmen, we must meet the common foe. Though far outnumbered, let us show us brave, and for their 1,000 blows deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave? Like men we'll fight the murderous cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying, but fighting back. Come on, somebody. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, when you look at that, they got people, senior citizens like me, making Molotov cocktails. Am I right?
Yeah, they have a factory.
They have a factory doing it in their garages. Everybody. I mean, they're men who have taken their families and the women across the border, and then they come back to fight for the life that they want. And there are people sitting around just watching. Let me share something with you. Life is a fight for territory. And once you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. Have they not been willing to fight? And trust me, the people who are watching, they admire them and say, wait a minute, these people are fighting. They're not just letting Putin with his crazy self just come in and take over the country because he wanted to. They're putting up a fight. The people are standing in front of tanks. Say, no, you're going to run me over? Do what you need to do. But we're going to fight you. And then those Russian troops, many of them don't even know why they're there. Some of them say they've been driving around to run out of gas because they don't want to fight these Ukrainians. They were lied to. And so when you think about this place, what we're watching at this time, as if the pandemic wasn't enough, now this madness. And you better believe, even though it's thousands of miles away, it's affecting our collective consciousness. What happens to any of us happens to all of us, even though it's thousands of miles away. Oh boy, no man is an island, no man stands alone. When you think about where we are in this point in time, I'm encouraging all of you for your prayers and support of the Ukrainian people, and for us to reflect on our own lives and our own battles that we have here. We have our own stuff here. But police departments are being run and controlled by white supremacists. We got our own stuff.
here. And I say to you that when they know that we mean business, that you're not going to just continue to terrorize us and murder us and get away with it like you've been doing for centuries, trust me on this. They're going to begin to respect us, saying, no, they're not being pushed around and look past, and they are willing to stand up for each other. That's that. And they fear if the Ukraine joins NATO, and that's the message I want to talk to you about right now. They fear Russia don't want the Ukrainians to join NATO. Why? Because if you attack any of us, you attack all of us. And there's a message in that this is a time that you want to develop a mindset of liberation, a mindset of determination, and you want to develop your skill set, learning all that you can. And because if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn, no one can stop you. But the other piece that's major is developing strategic relationship alliances. That's why I'm talking to you now. They don't want them to join NATO, because if you affect and impact or attack anybody in NATO, you got to fight all of them. And he doesn't want to see that happen. He doesn't want them to do that. And when we come together around our values, come together with a determination to stand up for a better future for our children, when we develop strategic alliances, communities of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships, there's some power in that. Because you can't make it by yourself in this thing called life. There could always be some battles. There's some evil people in this world. And I don't have to tell you that, you know that. And you have to protect yourself from them. I remember when I was working at WVKO radio station in Columbus, Ohio, and Eddie Saunders, who was the assistant program, no, he was the program director for a long time. And Eddie was the vice general of the radio station. And he used to box, and Eddie was in his 70s and I was in my 20s. And I said, Eddie, I heard you used to box. He said, yes. I said, you know what? I think I'll just run over there and slap you side the head, see what you do. He said, come on. He said, you might run over here, but you will limp back. I said, okay, Eddie. Eddie Sanders said, I ain't scared of you. You run over here, you gonna limp back, young man. You know, young broom sweep clean, but old broom know where to go. So this is a historic time. I'm watching this. I'm pulling for the Ukrainians. And you know, the Orange Man and all his munions and these, you know, these spineless people today, they should write a book called Profiles in Cowardice. I remember a book was written called Profiles in Courage. But we're living in a time we got politicians talking out both sides of their neck because they're afraid of the Orange Man. And I've said to you, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power and of love and of sound mind. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Look around at the people in your life. Who is it that you need to build a deeper relationship with? And who is it that you need to walk away from those relationships? Why? Because they're not good for you. They bring no value in your life. I'm cleaning house. You hear me? I'm cleaning house because I found myself giving more in a relationship and they brought zero. There are people who are always there when they need you, but when you need them, you can't find them. And you have to ask yourself the question, in these places where we are right now, you got to ask the question, who should I count on? And who should I count out? Who should I count on? And who should I count out? And as you look at yourself, look at your goals and look at your dreams, you want to watch people, give them 90 days to prove who they are. Watch and observe them. Don't just take any and everybody in. of something Jim Rohn said. He said, you look your life and he said, it's either a warning or an example. A warning of what not to do or an example of what to do. Even when this is over, Orange Man's boyfriend, Putin, he has now jacked himself up. He's in a corner right now. And he had short thinking and said, you know what? I had no idea what I was doing, what I did then. He's thinking about how can I save face? But see, there's some kind of damage that you can do that won't be forgotten. Even if they stop right now, people are not going to forget this. No, he's going to be paying for this until he takes his last breath, and the people who supported him in that. So it's very important. Do unto others as you will have others to do unto you. Go, Ukrainians, go, go, go. That's what I'm talking about. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye for now. I know they're going to win. They will snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. The world is standing with you.